What happens if you stay awake for 24 hours? Okay, annoying, but what about 48 hours? Painful. Now, what if you pushed your brain to 72 hours without sleep? Would you start hallucinating? Would your body begin to shut down? Would your mind actually turn against you? This isn't a horror story. It's real human biology pushed past its limits. And trust me, your brain is not happy about it. Humans need sleep like phones need charging. Except if your phone hits 0%, you just reboot it. If you hit 0%, the system doesn't reboot, it collapses. Here's a quick fact to melt your mind. Sleep is so critical that scientists still fully understand how we survive without it, even for a day. But here's what we do know. Your body has a timer. And once that timer runs out, things get dark, fast. Here's the insane part. You don't just get tired. Your brain begins to eat itself literally. We'll get there. But first, let's push the clock forward. From hour 1 to hour 12, you feel pretty normal. Maybe even confident. You're thinking, bro, I've done this before. But between hours 12 and 20, your attention starts to drop. You might have some micro stumbles or mood swings. Then, from hour 20 to 24, your brain enters survival mode. Your reaction time becomes similar to that of a drunk driver. Your memory gets scrambled. Stress hormones are skyrocketing, your hunger is out of control, and your body temperature becomes unstable. And here's a fun twist. Your brain starts taking what are called microsleeps. These are tiny 1 to 5 second shutdowns that you can't control. So you're technically awake, but your brain isn't. Microsleeps are the reason sleep-deprived people do things like drop cups without realizing it, miss red lights, or forget entire conversations. It's not just clumsiness. It's literal brain outages. Now, let's move into the 24 to 36 hour mark. Welcome to the stage called, your brain is now glitching. Serotonin levels tank. Dopamine misfires. Cortisol floods your bloodstream. Studies show that at this point, creativity collapses. Decision-making becomes reckless, and emotional control is basically gone. Pain sensitivity also increases. Imagine playing a video game where the controls respond 1 second too late. That's your brain right now. And here's a plot twist. Sleep deprivation activates the same brain regions as physical torture. Not metaphorically. Literally the same neural circuits are firing up. Okay, we're pushing into the 36 to 48 hour zone. This is where the real fun begins. Your immune system weakens. Your cells repair themselves much slower. Your muscles lose strength, your skin looks dull, your eyes burn, and your coordination completely collapses. But the star of the show at this point is that your brain's frontal lobe, the CEO of your mind, goes offline. This means you can't think straight, you can't solve basic problems. You can't even understand long sentences. You might find yourself just staring at a wall for minutes without even noticing. Your brain is trying with all its might to force you to sleep. You're resisting. It's a full-on war inside your head. Here's wait, what? Fact for you. At 48 hours without sleep, your brain's electrical patterns look very similar to those of someone in a mild coma. You're technically awake, but cognitively you are half asleep. Welcome to the 48 to 60 hour mark. This is the hallucination zone. But it's not the colorful, movie-style type of hallucination. It's the creepy, subtle kind. You might see moving shadows in the corner of your eye, hear faint voices, or see static flashes and light distortions. You might experience sensory echoes. Your brain simply can't tell the difference between reality and imagination anymore. It starts generating fake data just to fill in the gaps. Think of it like a phone on 1% battery trying to run apps it just can't handle. Glitches are happening everywhere. Now here's one of the weirdest symptoms. Your brain actually begins to reward you for staying awake. You get these little dopamine spikes, making you feel confident, maybe even euphoric. This is a trap. A very dangerous one. Now we enter full biological failure mode. 60 to 72 hours without sleep. Your speech slurs. Your vision blurs. Your memory fragments. Your muscles shake. Your heart rate fluctuates wildly, and your body temperature drops. But here's the most disturbing part of all. Your brain begins consuming its own synapses. This process is called astrocytic phagocytosis. In plain English, your brain cells start to clean up unused neural connections, just like they do during sleep. Except this time you're awake, and the process becomes overactive. This leads to intense confusion, paranoia, sudden emotional outbursts, crying spells, aggressive behavior, and massive memory gaps. You are no longer functioning logically. You are just surviving. Alright, here come the two most shocking truths about all of this. First, you can technically survive for over 11 days without sleep. The world record is 264 hours. But doctors will tell you to never, ever do this. The long-term damage is very real. And second, your brain becomes toxic without sleep. A chemical called beta amyloid, which is linked to Alzheimer's disease, builds up rapidly. This means staying awake for too long literally imitates the early stages of a neurodegenerative disease. And here's the final brain melter. After 72 hours, your very sense of self begins to break down. You stop recognizing your own emotions. Your thoughts start to feel foreign. Dreams begin to leak into your reality. Your brain can no longer tell what's real and what's imagined. So how long can a human survive without sleep? Technically, over a week, but medically, you start breaking at 24 hours. You begin to lose yourself. Sleep isn't a luxury. It's the biological anchor that keeps your mind sane and your identity stable. Subscribe to SciNex because we're here to push the limits of what you think you know.